Hello friends, welcome to my channel Tech Talk. Today we are going to discuss components in Angular. Before proceeding to this video, please watch the first part, how to create Angular application. I will share the link in description box. So let's start. What are components? Component contain three parts: template, class, metadata. Template has HTML code, that is view of your page. Class contain TypeScript code, logic and methods. For example, you have to capture click event. That method we can write it into class. Also, if you want to perform some hide and show functionality, depends on some condition, that method should be write into class. Metadata. Component have metadata attached to it. We can define metadata using @component decorator. Components are the most important and main building block of Angular. Components are used to create UI widgets and it contains logic and HTML of your page. For components, two properties mandatory: selector, template or template URL. So let's see how we create component. We can use the @component decorator to create the component. You need to specify selector, template URL and style URLs. Or instead of template, you can write the template URL and you have to pass the URL of your HTML page. So how we create components using Angular CLI? We can use the command ng-generate component name, or shortly we can use ng-gc component name. When we run this command, it will generate four files: app.component.ts, app.component.html, app.component.css, app.component.specs.ts. App.component.ts, it is component file. It contains function and logic. App.component.html, it is UI of your page. App.component.css, it is CSS file and contains styles for your page. App.component.spec.ts, this file is used for unit testing. Let's move to the practical part. In practical part, I am going to demonstrate you how to create component using Angular CLI and create multiple components and nested it into one component. So let's move to practical part. Here I have opened Visual Studio Code and created application. So by default, it will add you the app component and the related files. Okay, let's generate the new component. ng generate component employee. Yeah, here we go. You can see here employee folder gets added and in which four files added automatically: HTML, CSS, specs and TS. Let's create the another component. ng generate component department. It will also generate to the separate folder for department and it has the four files: HTML, CSS, specs and TS. So when we create the component using CLI, then you don't need to manually add your component into app.module.ts. It will automatically add into that file. So you don't need to add. So here is my app component.html. So if I want to use the employee component into app.component.html, then I have to copy this selector. I will copy these selectors and I will paste it into this section, app.component.html. Okay, so I will add some h2 tag to identify this is employee component. Same for the department. I will copy the selector for department. Okay, and I will paste it into app.component.html. This is department component. Okay. In employee.component.html, simply I have written employee works, and for department simply I have written department works. So let's save all the files and we'll run this. We can use ngserve. It will take some time. Here we are getting the URL. If I hit this URL, you can see, okay, actually HTML is not saved, so I have saved it. Just go to browser, you can check. This is our employee component, this is our department component, this is app.component. So this way we can nested our components in one component. Okay, so that's all from this video. If you have any concern or any doubt, please contact me via this email or you can comment in video. Thank you.